Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Today we're going to be trying out the new Tarte Shape Tape Radiant Concealer. This concealer dropped exclusively at QVC and it retails for $31. You're not only getting the concealer for $31, but you're also getting a little makeup sponge, which I have damp already so that we can try using it with a brush and using it with a sponge. I'm going to be doing a 10-hour wear test on this on my 41-year-old normal to oily skin. Some quick specifics about this one. It does come in about 35 different shades and it is going to be a medium buildable coverage, of course, with that radiant finish. If you guys want to see how this new Tarte Shape Tape Concealer is going to perform, keep on watching. So I've already primed my skin and I'm using the smoothing primer from Tarte. It is the Face Tape Smoothing Primer. For foundation, I'm going to be using one I haven't used in a while from Tarte, and it's their Shape Tape Cream Foundation. I have a review over this on my channel, so you guys can just search my foundation playlist and you'll see a 2-day 10-hour wear test with this one. So let's get into swatches because I have the original Shape Tape, I have the Ultra Creamy Shape Tape, and now I have the Radiant Shape Tape, and I have several different shades. So in the Shape Tape Concealer, the new one, I picked up shade 16N. So let's go ahead, let me give it a good shake. Let's swatch this new one first, and I'm going to do this right here on the side of my cheek. You get the same large doe foot applicator. And there you go. That is shade 16N. I usually go more for the 14 range category, but there was no 14 range category. So this next one, and this is 16N Fair Light, by the way. So for the original Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, the cult favorite, I have a mini size of it. This is also shade 16N. Okay, now I have the Ultra Creamy Concealer. This one is in the shade 12S. Watch that right here so you can tell a significant difference there. These two are 16 and then this one up here is 12. I feel like the new one, this one 16N, is a little bit darker than the original Tarte Shape Tape, and now I have 12N going back to the original Tarte Shape Tape concealer. All right, so we got 12N, 14S. Both of these are 16N, and of course being for neutral. This is the darkest of them all, the radiant one. I probably should have gotten like a 12 category since they skipped the 14 category, but we'll see. We'll make it work. But here's just a quick comparison of swatches. Okay, so I just reapplied some of the primer in that area. So we're going to go in with the concealer first, especially like right here on the cheeks. I want to see how it's going to conceal by itself without any help from the foundation. And sometimes when I'm applying foundation, it kind of just migrates up here to the under eye area. So I want to take care of concealer first. Now this particular concealer says it's going to provide a soft blurring finish to the skin, and I'm going to start using the little puff. I'll use that right here on this eye, and I'm going to do one eye powdered down and then one eye not powdered down. So this isn't going to be as full coverage as the original Tarte Shape Tape concealer is, and I think you can clearly see that. Now I'm going to get my Rare Beauty concealer brush to do this eye. This also says that it's going to be a super lightweight formula, and I can definitely see that and feel that. It feels totally different than the original Tarte Shape Tape. So I think that's looking good. I might apply a little bit more after I do the foundation. Let's do a little spot concealing on the sides of the cheeks really quick. Now, this concealer also says that it's going to give the skin a more plumped up, I guess, appearance. And I'm going to use my BK Beauty 101 since this is a foundation brush I'll be using today. Obviously, this concealer is going to be hydrating and moisturizing. I think the shade range on it is pretty decent as well. Oh, and that's giving really good coverage. That neutralized some of the redness that I had going on. Let's take a little bit on my nose here. Not bad. Okay. And I see a little bit of radiance under the eyes as well. What do you guys think? It's looking pretty good. I think I prefer this, the application though with the brush and even your finger, just because it is a lighter weight formula. Especially if you're gonna do like the under eye area, I think using your finger would be perfect for that. Now let's go into the cream foundation, and again I have this one in the same shade as the concealer, 16N, which is fair light neutral. Now going back to the benefits of the concealer, it says it's gonna temporarily reduce the appearance of fine lines, and it's going to give us a more youthful appearance, which who doesn't want that? Did I mention that I was 41? I'm 41 with normal to oily skin. I don't remember if I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. And if this is one of your first time watching one of my videos, this is what I love to do. I love trying out complexion products. I love testing foundations, concealers. I used to suffer from really bad acne growing up. So if that sounds like something you want to see quite often, because I review as many foundations and concealers as I can in addition to eyeshadow palettes, do me a favor, consider subscribing. Click on that subscribe button and hit the bell next to it so you'll be notified every time I drop a new video, which is pretty often. I tend to upload at least 5 times a week, so there's always new content going on here on my channel, and I review a lot of the latest makeup releases. Okay, so I think these two are blending really well with one another. I think they are the exact same shade as well, which is a smidge too dark for me, but that's okay. I'm making it work, and I don't mind if my foundation is a tad bit darker. And I've been buying concealers that are more my skin tone rather than lighter concealers for brightening. So what I'm going to do now is take a little bit of the new concealer, and I'm going to put some on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to lightly dab over my entire face with my beauty sponge, the one that came with the concealer. Just add a little bit more coverage down here. Again, this is just out of habit where I always spot conceal, always add a little bit extra. Now I think I'm going to leave the under eye area as is. I don't think I need to add anything extra. I think it did a pretty good job. It did a pretty good job of concealing. Now before I apply any powder, I'm going to go in with the Tarte Maracuja Miracle Mist Setting Spray. So next, I'm going to set the left eye, and I'm going to use this one from Tarte. This is their Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. It is a white-based powder. I am going to set my T-zone with this as well. Now, I did ask you guys, how did y'all want to see this review done? I've been treating them as foundations and wearing them all over my face, and one side I'll powder down and the other side I won't, just so that we can see how it works in a larger area. But you guys voted for the traditional way, and I asked this over on YouTube in the community section and also on my Instagram, so your wish is my command. I am treating the concealer as I normally would, just applying it in the usual places. I didn't apply it on my forehead or my nose just because it's a skin tone shade, and I really don't, it's not going to be any more brightening or anything. It's the same shade as the foundation, so kind of felt that was a little bit pointless. I'm not going to powder this area though. I'm not going to wear like any blush or bronzer today. I have to film when I get home, and I'm going to be using some new like blushes and highlighters and stuff, so I want to keep the same face and makeup on. But you can see that I'm just powdering down this side, and then this side I'm not. Alright, so let me take a closer look. I do see some of my imperfections peeking through, so again, this isn't completely full coverage. as is the foundation, it's not totally full coverage because I know you can still see some of that redness. Over here, it has a bit more of a brightening effect because I didn't apply any powder in this area. But the concealer itself, like under the eye area, it looks pretty good. It feels really smooth. Over here, it still feels tacky, obviously because I just applied it. But it's definitely, there's a huge difference between the original Shape Tape and then this new Radiant Shape Tape. Like you can see a difference in coverage and also in texture. That one is heavier. This one is definitely a lot lighter. This might be something for you to consider in case you don't need full coverage. You're just looking for a good medium buildable coverage. This might be something you want to check out, but I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup off camera. I will do a check-in during my lunch break, and at the end of the day, I will wrap up this 10-hour wear test trying out the new Tarte Shape Tape Radiant Concealer. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so here is the 5-hour check-in trying out this new concealer from Tarte. This is the eye I did not powder, or the side of my face that I did not powder, and then this is the side that I did. I can see, and I'm outside of my car obviously, so there's some natural lighting coming through, but I think you can clearly see that it's not full coverage. It's definitely a medium coverage. It's a light coverage, but it's a very lightweight formula. I don't think like it really settled all that much. I think it looks pretty good on the side that I didn't set. I kind of just like it. I like it both ways actually, but I do think that if you're going to pick this up, you might want to do a color corrector underneath, especially if you have darker circles, because I feel like I do see a little bit of darkness coming through, and you can still see a little bit of my imperfections that I have on the sides of my cheeks. Overall, right now, I'm not disappointed. I'm not mad about it. It's doing all right, but we'll see how it looks in 5 more hours, and I will do my final check-in at the end of the day. Okay guys, 10.5-hour check-in here with the new Tarte Shape Tape Radiant Concealer. This is how the under eye areas are looking. This is with powder, and on the side of my face that has powder, and then this side is without. Now, I'm not too crazy about how the foundation wore today. I don't think it did that great of a job. But just looking at my under eye area, I don't think they look terrible, and I really don't think like it creased all that much without setting powder. So if you have quite a few fine lines, I mean, you might want to like pat out during the day. Sometimes I do that, but like this feels set. Like it feels like it's set itself. Over here, I think it looks smooth. I think it looks good. But I do think this is definitely, like it says, it's a medium coverage, maybe bordering on the lighter side of medium coverage. And if you have more darkness under your eyes than I do, I definitely think you're going to need to go in with a concealer. Now, when I compare this to the original Shape Tape, there is no comparison. Like they are really night and day. So the new one, the Radiant, is definitely a lighter weight formula, and it's also going to provide less coverage. This is going to be total full coverage, and if that's what you're looking for, this is going to be full coverage with a matte finish, and then of course you're going to have more of like a light radiant finish with this one, which I think during the day it kind of evens itself out to more of a natural instead of a radiant finish. So I did like that. When I compare it, or when I think about the ultra creamy concealer, I think I get more coverage out of this one than I did out of the new Radiant one, but I would be interested to try these out, to do a side-by-side wear test. So if you want to see me do that, comment down below, because this is definitely something that I can put together for you guys probably this week. Now, what do I think about it overall? Is it worth checking out? I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're not looking for something full coverage, you want something lightweight. I don't know why, but this new one from IT Cosmetics, this came to mind as I was wear testing this new Radiant concealer. But if I had to pick between the two, I would definitely give the win to Tarte over this one. This one just didn't cover. Like this one said it was medium coverage. I don't even think it got near medium coverage. It's definitely more on the lighter coverage, but they are very similar in consistencies. If you are looking for a concealer maybe from the drugstore that's going to be lightweight and still give a good amount of coverage without settling into fine lines and accentuating texture, please take these recommendations to heart. These two, this one from NYX, it is the Bare With Me Concealer Serum. This is a beautiful concealer. I've even worn this as foundation, as have I worn this one from Flower Beauty. This is their Get Real Serum Concealer. I've worn it as concealer, I've worn it as foundation. I have reviews on both of them. I'm gonna have my concealer playlist linked in a pinned comment so you can see reviews on all the concealers I've done. But these are two amazing concealers that I definitely recommend from the drugstore. Now, maybe you're saying, Steph, you know what? I love my Tarte Shape Tape, the original. I want to stick with it, but what can I do to add a little bit of radiance to it? Go in with an under eye brightener, but you're gonna go in with this under eye brightener. This is the one from Rare Beauty. Totally recommend it. I love it. I have the shade light medium. Use this on top of the concealer right before you set it with powder, or maybe you won't set it with powder, but definitely add this, especially like right in here to the inner corner, and then maybe you can just set this part of the eye and not that part where you're applying the under eye brightener. That's an option too, but that will give you like the total package, the full coverage concealer, and then add a little bit of brightness right to the inner portion of the eye with the eye brightener. But overall, at the end of the day, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite Tarte concealer, but it's not the worst Tarte concealer that I've ever tried. My favorite Tarte concealer is this one, the Power Flex. I love this one. This is from the Tarte C line. You can find this at Sephora and probably on the Tarte website, but I love the Power Flex concealer. I think it is so good, and I'm still a fan of the original Tarte Shape Tape concealer. So now I want to hear from you guys. What did you all think of today's wear test? Let me know if you ordered this from QVC. So far, I think they are the only retailers to have this new Radiant Concealer, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be dropping at Ulta and at Tarte in the next week, maybe 2 weeks. It usually happens that way. So sound off in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water, and I'm going to see y'all very soon. Bye.